Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. It's bumper to bumper this morning, and I have somebody's doing this. What do you call them? Onigbese. No,
that's what they call it.
No, a debtor. A borrower. A debtor.
No, it's a debtor.
Okay, let's not give him that too. The GM of La Soda, Mr. Dari Dairo, joins us again on the Bumper Breakfast this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're forgiven. Okay, I need to forgive him on national television. You're forgiven.
Thank you.
For those who do not know, Mr. Dari is also in the business. He talks for a living, apart from being the GM of La Soda.
Oh.
He talks for a living. When was the last time you ran your program anyway?
Every Monday night.
Wow. Without fail?
My first passion.
Without fail?
I don't think so.
Wow.
So help me God.
So help you God. But what if you leave Nigeria? What if you're not in the country?
There are radio everywhere.
No, I'm just saying, what if you're not in the country? What happens to your show? Where somebody can stand in?
Oh, well, why not? But then, this day of technology.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can run your show from anywhere. I'm still looking at how to do that too.
I took news yesterday, 1 p.m. news.
Yesterday?
Yes.
How?
On a radio program.
How?
And I was on third language.
And you've read me some. You need to teach me how to do that, because there's a radio show I'm supposed to be hosting, and most times I'm caught up in traffic.
Yeah, I love radio. Technology can make a lot happen. Easy, accessible technology, actually. So what I did is I had the scripts, so I just packed somewhere safe, and I did it as a voicemail, and I sent it to the studio.
And it just reward. Okay, because mine is a calling show, it can't work.
It can.
It can?
Yeah. With ordinary WhatsApp, you can have
worry.
different callers.
Okay, so we need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about how to do that abracadabra. That abracadabra needs to work. Welcome to the Bumper Breakfast this morning. We're talking about a disability inclusive society, and this conversation began last week. And we're talking about what kind of change
Do people really want?
Yes.
Food for the boys or
Yes.
systems that work. You understand?
You know, when I saw food for the boys, I was thinking, only boys, like just give them something to chop.
Or they just call it
Put systems in place. I mean,
or putting systems in place that work. You understand? And if usually, like they say, maybe person before calls first call police.
True.
You
True.
understand? Because he's probably he knows the DPO or something.
And that's why I call the police first. I will show you my power. That's more like it.
And at the end of the day, he's actually the one on the wrong. And what I mean is that sometimes people who shout loudest, who have the loudest voice to run down government, run down system, if you can just be a little bit patient, you'll see that behind all that noise, you understand, it's actually it's a selfish interest that is motivating all that shout. And because people have come to see them as a voice for the people, they easily hoodwink the ignorant ones who don't know better to but what I keep believing, what I keep telling people is, yes, the politicians are bad, yes, they're stealing us blind, but what are you doing? You understand?
As a person in your own little corner.
Your own little corner. Have you ever voted? Me vote all of my You understand? You can't stand against a system and expect it to perfect itself. You understand? It is all of us that are at stake, that have stake in this.
In the system.
You understand? So come forward, do something in your own neighborhood, in your own streets. They don't even know you for anything good. They have community actions here, now and then.
Do you participate?
Did you ever participate? If there is none, can you start one? You understand? Start building influence. You know, in Nigeria, somebody will wake up someday, couldn't get a job or something, and the next thing you hear, he wants to become the governor, he wants to become councillor and all
or
of that.
chairman.
You
That's where
understand?
they always start from.
You understand? No, it's just now, you know, I mean, anyway. So the thing is, people need to start to understand that change happens when we all, there's something called the critical mass. You understand? So you can't just sit down and be, I mean, shouting when things are not working. So you oftentimes there are career critics. They made a career out of
critiquing other people.
You know, so what can they do? What solutions can they bring forward? You know, how can they be part of the process? You know, usually look at these people very well. They are the type that they'll make, they're not good as a team. They're not good team players. And they're the type that if they're not the one running the show, it's not good enough. You understand? And your effectiveness as a leadership starts with how good were you as a follower. You understand? Because leadership is just another level of following. I mean, of followership. You know, Prophet Sallallahu said, "Sayyidul Qawm Adimo," that the leader of the people is their servant. You know, but we know our idea of leadership is somebody who is at the top, giving orders to those
the people
below.
that are below.
You understand?
And then everybody's just following the order.
You know, so that's why it's always easy. Anything happens, we blame it on the top.
leader. But do you think that we're really ready to, because we keep everywhere we go to, we say there is no system in place. I mean, organization is not working. They say it's because there's no system in place. You talk about governance policies, and they say we just enacted this policy, but there is no system in place to even implement it.
What is the system?
What is the system that we're talking about
We are
here?
the system. Do you jump traffic? Do you drive against traffic? You are the system. You understand?
You're also part of the problem.
Yeah.
A huge part of the problem.
Yes. Do you pay your tax? You are running down the system. You understand? So until all of us start to begin to own up to this, you know. Now, how do you think that affects my own constituency as in disability? Now, the major problem, you know, the SODA office is having is what is ordinarily the grace. You know, the governor had reinstated the disability fund, 500 million naira.
Okay.
To for people with disability in the state.
Okay.
And you know, and then the frenzy has been like everybody wants
A cut of
a
it.
cut of it. Good.
Fantastic idea.
You understand? I mean, because it's our money, it's our right.
True.
But the thing is, are we all going to come to La Soda office, line up and start taking, you know?
Allowance. Is the money meant for an allowance?
Well, yes, there's something called social security, you know, and then social safety nets and all of that. Fine. But how do you begin to institute that, put that in a system such that it gets across to everybody or as many people as possible? So the best way you can do that is to put systems in place. You understand? That guarantees for as many
People as possible to benefit from this opportunity.
Because come to think of it, if we just go by the rough estimate of 15% of the population of Lagos, it's according to UN estimates, are made up of people with disability. If Lagos
15 of 20 million?
Yeah, 15, you understand? So how many is that?
That's about 3 million people.
3 million. So how much is each person going to have of that?
Okay, so let's do the maths as quickly as possible. If we have 500 million naira,
Yeah.
500 million, okay, 500 million, okay, to go 3 million? Of course, now. It's 166 now.
166 there. So what can that do for anybody in a year?
No, let's calculate it. Let's
Okay,
calculate.
let's even say 16,000.
It's 166
Let's
naira.
even say it's 16,000. Maybe, I don't know math. So maybe there's.
If you put another zero there and it comes to 5 billion, then it turns to 1,666.
So what would that do? Oh,
Which means just a very small fraction
you understand?
will get.
Anything significant. So that's to
And when you
tell
talk about
that
significant, what value is significant here? What amount of money is significant?
that's relevant. You know, because have you ever experienced maybe your brother or somebody come? In fact, I mean, one of a senator in Lagos State has always constantly been harassed by people with disability to give them money and all of that. And the other day, he gave them something, and they say, "Leo show." And no, this
It's
is
too small.
for us.
Yeah, but that's the general language from
She understand. So that's to tell you that what is significant is
Yeah.
relevant. You understand? So we need to start dealing with our sense of entitlement in the first place. Now, when you talk about managing disability at a governance level, it's a spectrum. There are those people who can't do nothing. You have to perpetually take care of themselves. And that's why at Lasoda, we don't joke with our service providers. Like they are the private sector of the disability, of the disability sector.
Okay.
People who run home like Modupe Cole.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
rest,
So you really don't joke with the systems.
She understand
you know?
because they are taking care of the real vulnerable. Now, but the thing is, there are still a whole lot of other people with disability who can and should be productive. You understand?
Can and should be productive, but do not want to be productive.
That's the point.
There are countless people who have, who are people with disability who do not see it as an interesting idea to work.
Will it shock you
They
to
prefer
know that?
begging.
Yeah.
They even prefer that the society is
There
going to
are
take care of
many.
They make a lot from begging.
Yes.
They make a whole
A
lot.
whole lot.
You don't know beggars make money.
They do make a whole lot of
Have you
money.
seen a beggar eat before?
I
seen
that's why,
one,
They will eat food and you would practically be wondering, they're eating food, no gone with the
yeah.
Seriously.
There's this initiative, E-Samaritan, I'd like you to meet her someday. We started the initiative together, because people naturally don't want to give. But oftentimes, you see those beggars on the street, they are not the real needy. A lot of times, the E-Samaritan thing is I think it started on WhatsApp, helping people who
are really in need.
And they can't beg. Do you know that it's possible that your flat, the flat next to you, that family haven't put anything on fire for a week?
It's possible.
You understand? This is
very
the kind
possible.
of people E-Samaritan is reaching, So, but most of these people, so-called people with disability, who want to,
They help.
you understand, who choose to
Beg.
many of them have been employed by Lagos State government.
Yeah.
Many of them who go around harassing people, harassing people in government and all that.
Telling them that they want.
Many of them have actually been employed
by the government.
They are in the government's payroll. A lot of time, people like them don't even go to work.
So they just stay at home because they know they're on the payroll, because the
You
government
understand?
just wants to give them
So,
something.
Now, this government and, the themes of agenda of
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Sanwo-Olu is particular, that leave no one behind. You understand? That is why in every scheme, there is always that intentional concern for people with disability. You understand?
So it doesn't look as if we're being abandoned.
Yes, it may not happen as fast as you think.
You desire.
Yes, there's a lot to be done. You understand? But, it's once the right systems are put in place,
Yes.
you can be sure that it can only improve, and more people will get on board, will get the benefit. But you see, because you have these people who have the loud voice, you understand, they can shout, they can run down government, they can run down the agency and all of that. They'll tell you nothing is happening. They're just sitting down there eating money.
Let me ask a question. There are this class of beggars that you see on the major roads, especially around the Ikeja. These boys that are tied in, they tie their legs with some rubber or something. Just on that main road, they walk with partitioning the road. They're usually there, lying down in the afternoon. If you're going on, what's the place? Computer Village?
Computer Village.
Between Allen Roundabout and Oregon Junction. You see them on that partition. I know somebody brings them there and drops them there.
That's the point. It's a cartel. And you know...
so begging is a cartel?
It's a cartel. It's human trafficking. Do you know they pay for those spots they are occupying? Yes, they deliver. That's why Lagos State government, now is, is not being too tolerant about begging. You understand? Because at the end of the day, there's the security issue. You understand?
How do you usurp? How do you take advantage of someone like that? And then, do you think the boys also belong to the cartel out of sheer will? Or maybe they don't have a choice?
Don't forget that most of these people are not from Lagos. You understand?
Okay.
Look,
I think I get the point.
People would always see how they could exploit, I say people exploit, harvest other people's poverty and ignorance. You understand? They take them from wherever and they bring them here. They have hope. They're getting some daily income. They're protected. You understand? So they are making money. They're getting something, and their racketeers are making money off them. So it's a system, and that's why Lagos State government has come headlong against begging, because this, it's until these things happen when we start blaming government again. Do you understand the enormity of maintaining security in a place, complex
society like Nigeria, or even Lagos?
It's volatile. I think NSAS should have opened our eyes.
Very true.
You understand? So sometimes you just, in the past they've tried to politicize it when governments try to tackle the issue of this begging.
Just begging on the street.
At least thank God there hasn't been that huge outcry against it this time around. Yeah.
All right, we've been talking about having a disability inclusive society, and as we round off, I'd just like everyone out there to hear from you. If you have anyone who has a disability, whether physical, mental, or intellectual, can they come up to the LASUDA office? And
yes. Yes, LASUDA office. First, the process, get registered with LASUDA. Get registered with LASUDA, then come do your registration. Incidentally, you can do everything in LASUDA.
Okay.
But one thing, most important thing is, don't come begging.
Just come register.
What can you do? You understand? At the end of the day, this is government. LASUDA might not even give you a dime, and yet you get yourself, picked up something meaningful and get some. There are vocational skills going all over the states. You can acquire skills and all of that. Now we're even beginning to look beyond getting the skills. We're already talking about putting business support systems in place. So that beyond the skill, how does that translate to business for you? So when you come to LASUDA, don't come begging.
Where is LASUDA office?
LASUDA office is behind Ministry of Works, between Ministry of Works and Ministry of Justice. That bungalow sandwiched between
the two buildings, Ministry of Works
Alausa
and Ministry of Justice, just inside Alausa. Thank you so much, Mr. Darigaro, for being here again with us this morning. Onome, how do you close this morning?
Okay, so I want to say that people that are with disabilities should not look just within their space. They should learn to know that there's a life outside, make use of that life, and be a better version of yourself every day. That's what's important. I am on a main video.
I thought you would forget. My name is Tomisi. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. My name is Tomisi. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Bumper Breakfast. Keep safe. COVID is still out there, ravaging lives and killing people. This is the premises of Kobesi Electrical and Mechanical Limited. I am Tomisi Ojo, and this is the Forgotten Point on MRT. Inside of the premises of this company this morning, there was a flood that has never been witnessed before in this premises. I mean, as early as the early hours of the morning, 7:38, people were ready to run. But suddenly when the rain started, it became difficult to move from place to place or even to find a way out of their offices. The water met them inside of their offices, and those who had vehicles parked inside could not even find their way to move their vehicles out until the water had entered. A typical example is the level of water you will see on this wall. It shows you how high the water inside of the compound was as about 11 a.m. this morning. Let's speak to some of the staff and find out what the experience was like.
The rain was up to like 60-70 cm on this highway, and it pushed this gate and the water entered inside and went into the warehouse, the factory and the office. Okay? This is due to the drainage system here. After they did this road here, we never experienced this before. But we've been here since 2017. Yes, we never experienced this before. But when they did this road now with the new level, it seems like there is some blockage on the drainage. There is 2 drainage, but they are not enough to take all the water of the whole Oshodi expressway. It's not enough, because there is a blockage, we don't know, from the civil walk backward. Okay. So this blockage need to be cleared before, yes, because all the water is coming to the lowest point here. And this flood, I have photos and I have videos, it was full and the water is not enough to go. There are 2 canals. This one, and there is another one combining the two highway. It's coming in the middle, conveying here. So this need to be addressed immediately by the authority. Yes, because next rain, I'm doing some level of just to prevent water coming in for the time being, but it needs resolution.
You need a permanent solution.
We need a permanent solution.
Okay, let's go into your warehouse and find out and see what the damage was like today.
Inside, it went inside here and all the factory, the 2 factories.
There's also traces of water.
Yeah, after the cleaning.
As of now.
So water was like
Point for me, please. What was the level of the water inside of this warehouse, for example, today?
You can see here.
Because I can still feel a bit of water on my
See, the level of water is about 10-12 cm.
Okay.
And
that's inside of here.
Yes.
Okay. And what's the likely damage to raw materials and machines that you have
You
here?
know, there are some machines in the factories being sparking because the electrical panel, they are on the floor.
They're on the floor.
So those two machines being sparking, but
You
you
need
will
to
not
show
know.
that to us
I
as
will
well.
show you, but you will not know the extent of damage
For now.
till we dry the whole. I asked them to put off the electrical power supply
Okay.
to dry all the factory and here. After we dry everything, we'll assess. Definitely there is some damages.
So another
And
question.
luckily we are here. If it
At that
happened
point
at
in
night,
time.
it would be a bigger damage.
Be a bigger damage.
Because immediately all our staff, they are working to take the
To
water
take
out.
the water.
Everything stored in the compound and started to enter the factory. We have a factory here, we have another one, we have our warehouse there. So the back here, we have a gutter there.
Okay.
And formally we block it to avoid snow around back to penetrate. So I have to go in to make sure start pulling off, to make sure
So that
the water can flow out.
from the level of damage, what kind of power do you use? Do you generate your own power or are you supplied by PHCN?
We have the HCM, we have the generator.
And you have a generator. So were you on PHCN when they
Yes,
rain
yes.
got that influence? Did they put it off?
We put off immediately.
You had to put it off.
We have to put it off after we got the spark. We
Okay.
put it off, and I believe it's still off now.